Danny Flexen here for Seconds Out. Delighted to be joined by the Commonwealth Super Welterweight champion, soon to be bidding for the British title, JJ Metcalf. How you doing?
I'm good, mate. How are you, Dan?
Very good, thanks, mate. Big fight coming up. How do you think it will compare in terms of the atmosphere? Because you've had loads of big fights before. You've been at Leeds Arena, Manchester Arena, all these big shows, but never without fans in attendance. It's going to be a bit strange, maybe.
Yeah, it could be. I've never experienced that before, but, I don't think it'll affect me.
And you're going in against Ted Cheeseman, someone who's held the British title before. Quite a tough opponent for a vacant title fight, isn't it? Usually you get the vacant title, you'd expect it to be maybe a bit easier, but you've got one of the better super welterweights in the country.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. Do you know what? I'd prefer to win it like that as well. You see people getting like sort of a touch on big titles, and I'd rather box the best out there. So to win it in that style would be even better.
And what do you make of Ted? Where do you put him among the other kind of top guys apart from yourself? So, your Anthony Fowler, Scott Fitzgerald, people like that.
Yeah, he's right up there, yeah. He's in the mix with them all. He's had close fight with Scott Fitzgerald. He's only lost to him and Nat Garcia, and that was a while back. So, and he seems like he's coming into good form as well. He's only young, so he's getting better. So, I think it's going to be a really good fight.
He's younger than you, but you're arguably fresher. He's certainly fought more kind of 12-rounders and the tougher opposition so far. Do you think that plays in your favour a little bit, that freshness?
Yeah, I'm not too sure. I think when you're that age, you're sort of fresh anyway. But he has been in some hard fights. But he's changed his style his last couple of fights as well, so he's not taking as many shots as he used to. But I'll just be the same as always. I'll be 100%. I'll be fit, strong, and ready for whatever he brings.
What's it been like not being able to fight for the past year? Obviously, with the pandemic, there have been a few opportunities, but you haven't been able to get out. How have you managed to keep yourself ticking over and keep sharp?
Yeah, do you know what? The gyms, like ProFlex that I use, the gym there, they've let us give us the keys, let us train, and my dad always keeps me switched on. If I'm not there, he makes sure I'm right mentally, and he gets me in the gym and works on things.
So he's always keeping you honest, if you like.
Yeah, he's all the time. If I'm slacking in something, or even if I'm doing too much, he tells me to tame it down, or if I'm not doing enough, he'll pick it up. So it's like he's got my balance right for me.
What's his thoughts about the British title?
In what way?
Well, just in terms of his own career, because he obviously graduated quite quickly to WBU and world title level.
He sort of wants to win a British title himself, and he said he never really got the opportunity to fight for it. I'm not sure who it was who had it at the time. He never come up for him, so he had to sort of take a different route. So it'd be nice to win it.
And you've got the Commonwealth titles we talked about. Is that on the line against Cheeseman? Because I haven't seen on BoxRec either way.
I don't think so. I don't even know. I haven't seen nothing about it. I haven't heard nothing about it. Even when I'm looking on the posters, it doesn't say like British and Commonwealth like everyone else's. It just says British title. I'm not sure why that is.
Now, as well as winning the British title, which a lot of people still see as a really coveted, attractive belt to win, what do you think a win over Ted Cheeseman can do for you? Where can it put you on the world stage?
Yeah, well, we're both ranked in the top 10 with the IBF, so it sort of pushes on towards that. But yeah, it's a big fight, more so the recognition, because Ted's pretty well known in the boxing. No one really knows who I am. I've been a professional for 10 years. I'm still unbeaten, and maybe it's partly my fault as well without being so vocal or being on Instagram and stuff like that. But he's with Sky as well, so it's a bit of exposure through Sky, and it's a big fight. So,
and you being kind of a laid-back character aside, what else do you think has contributed to your slow progression, I guess, because as you said, you've been a pro 10 years, no one's beaten you or even come close to beating you, but you're only bidding for the British title now. What do you think slowed you up a little bit?
So it's a number of things. I was meant to box for the British title 3 years ago. Won an eliminator 3 years ago, and then there was like an issue with, I was meant to fight Ted. Liam Williams at the time had it, but I don't know, we hadn't boxed for it for like over a year, and then they put me and Ted forward for the final eliminator, an English title or something, but they pulled Ted out and said it was worth more than that, which it was at the time. And then they put another eliminator forward for me against Byfield, and I would have took that fight anyway, but I think Mickey Elliott won the purse bids at the time for something ridiculous. Like, it would have cost Frank Warren more money to put me on it through my contract, so they've pulled me out. And then before with Ted fighting for the British title against Byfield, so I sort of just got pushed aside on that boat. But then there's been other issues with fights falling through, and the odd injuries and other little things. So
someone's obviously taking notice though, because I was looking I looked before, but I looked this morning just to see if it had changed, and you're quite a healthy favourite for this fight. Did that surprise you at all, given that he has had more exposure on Sky and stuff, as you talked about?
To be honest, I haven't even looked at it. I don't take no notice in that. Bookies are wrong all the time, and you mostly get it right, but it doesn't really matter. It's whoever's the best on the night, and I think I've trained right for this, and I've got that mentality. I'm never going to get beat, so I just don't see me getting beat.
Did you watch the Wembley Arena show on Saturday night?
I watched part of it. I didn't see all the fight. I watched a bit of Joshua's fight. Never got to watch Zelfa's or the other fights.
Yeah, so Zelfa against Martinez, I'm sure you've seen, even though you didn't watch the fight itself, that there's been a bit of controversy about the decision, particularly the wide scorecards. A lot of people are talking about it being difficult for foreign fighters coming over to Britain and fighting British guys. It's not exactly the same for you, but you are going on to a matchroom show fighting a matchroom fighter. I know you don't want to let any negativity creep into your mind, but do you think about scorecards and that issue?
Sometimes, yeah. I think if it's going to be a close fight, you sort of think it shouldn't, but it's sort of swaying in the Sky Fighters' favour now. Like, I think if the way Josh was boxing the other week, when he got put over, I think it was on the other foot, he would have stopped the fight earlier. And I think, certain decisions that have been getting made over the past year or so, if they're sort of in there, if it's a very close fight, they're going to get the decision. So, it shouldn't be like that. It should just be them watching the fight and picking a winner. So hopefully it's like that on the night.
I was going to say, you can only control what you can control. You can't change the judges. But what can you do from your point of view to do it? Is it kind of just imposing yourself in every round so that you win them clearly? What can you do about it?
I just go about it the same way I do with every fight. I just go in there and win. Like, as long as it's close, as long as I feel like I've won, even if the judges don't give it to me, I know I've done myself proud. And I know I've won the fight. It wouldn't bother me.
And how do you feel about not just the exposure of Sky, but being on a Sky box office show underneath Dillian Whyte Povetkin rematch, which I imagine is going to get a lot of viewers?
Yeah, it'd be a massive bill. It's the first time I've ever been on a pay-per-view bill. And, what a fight to be on as well. Dillian Whyte and Povetkin after last fight. I think it might be the fight before that or maybe two before that, but I'll be running back out to watch it. Like,
I think you and Ted will convince a lot of people, especially hardcore boxing fans, whether they're on the fence about buying it. I think that will tip them over the edge, because I think it's one of the best fights that Matchroom have announced of their first kind of 2021 set.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of negativity just over looking at some of the Twitter ones. Like, it's not a pay-per-view card. I can't say it's a pay-per-view card because I'm not in that position to be on that type of bill. But yeah, like I wouldn't want to be paying for it. But after their last fight they had, you know, it's exciting fight, and this fight with me and Ted, I really think it's going to.
Oh, you've muted yourself.
Yeah, he's never in a dull fight, you know, I'm never in a dull fight. So you've got two lads who think they're genuinely going to win. Both train hard for it, both fit, strong, and ready. So you're going to get nothing but a good fight, I think.
Do you see yourselves as quite similar? Because as you were talking about him then, a lot of the things you can credit him with, you could say the same about you.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, there's similarities in both of us. Yeah. There's things that he does that I don't do, and there's things I do that he doesn't as well. So it's gonna be interesting.
Do you see it being anything other than an action-packed fight? I know you said that he's boxed differently in recent times, but even in those fights, there's been moments where he's had to stand and trade.
Yeah, I think it might be like a bit cagey, certain rounds and, you know, that part, but I do think it will explode at some point.
Well, we all hope so. But yeah, I know, maybe not from either of your points of view, depending on how the fight's flowing, but obviously from a fan's point of view, we'd like it to be as combative as possible. Just before I let you go, just tell people out there how they can find you on social media. So, as you said, no one knows you at the moment. I'm not sure that's true, but you said no one knows you. Let's get them to know you a bit better.
Yeah, I'm on Instagram, Kid Shamrock 88. Twitter's the same as well. That's all I'm on, really.
Well, that's enough. I think the way things are on Twitter and Instagram at the moment.
Not the most exciting person to follow, but, you know, things start looking up, I might start posting a lot more.
Yeah, start offering people out left, right, and centre. Good stuff. All right, well, really appreciate your time. I can't wait for the fight. I know you're supposed to say that to anyone you're interviewing, but it's a genuine one this time. I said the same to Ted. It's going to be a great fight. And very best of luck.
Thank you very much, Dan. Thanks for your time as well.
And you, take care. Speak soon.
Bye.